We are living in a digital age, and that has completely transformed how we engage with politics, especially here in Kenya. Forget long, drawn-out speeches. The new political arena is on your phone. Think about it. TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, these are exploding with political content. It's a whirlwind of information, opinions, and even misinformation, all vying for your attention. This documentary delves into this phenomena of exploring how short-form videos has become a key player in shaping political discourse, influencing young voters, and changing the landscape of Kenyan politics. We'll hear from experts, young people, and even the content creators themselves to understand the power and the pitfalls of this digital transformation.
Khalil Brian, political expert at the same time student of William Ruto. Thank you so much.
How do you think the social media or the digital platforms influence the young youths concerning politics?
We are living in a digital era, and we are not there by mistake. And whatever that is happening is courtesy of what was supposed to happen at this digital era. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to politics, it's a tool to share information and also connect and also share ideas, because the whole niche that exists top up of the digital literacy level in this country is that there's a community that use these kind of tools. One of it is X, Instagram, Facebook, and even other form of social media platforms to share information, to coordinate, and also try and having wisdom on ways in which they can put the government and the politicians accountable in a manner that is required. But perhaps also the question will still be, are we using the tools in the right way, that digital literacy will be emerged in the right way as per what we say at the moment. So I think social media has been a very effective tool to ensure that we mobilize, at the same time we disseminate information and also do our own political literacy to make the whole society understand what is called to do the political class itself and what's supposed to do in the name of are we ensuring that information that we're sharing also concerns our system. That's how it is.
So, how exactly are young Kenyans interacting with politics online? It's not just passively scrolling through feeds, it's a much more active process. They're liking, sharing, commenting, and even creating their own content. We'll explore the different ways young people engage, from participating in online polls and debates to following specific politicians and movements. We'll also have a look at the role of social media algorithms in shaping what political information they see and how that influences their understanding of current events. It's a complex ecosystem, and understanding these engagement patterns is crucial to grasping the impact of digital media on youth political participation. In this new digital landscape, influencers have emerged as powerful voices, often shaping the opinions of their followers, especially young people. These aren't your traditional politicians. They are social media personalities who have built a following and now use these platforms to discuss political issues. We'll examine the impact of these political content creators, how they simplify complex topics, mobilize support, and sometimes even spread misinformation. It's a fascinating dynamic as we explore how influencers are changing the way political messages are communicated and received, and how young people are navigating this new source of political information.
Felix on watch.
And I'm happy to be able to be here. Yeah, my name is Pepe Antonio Diambo.
Yes.
And I'm a financial student. I'm interested in politics.
Yes.
I spend most of my time in political videos, short film, and political articles.
Okay, just about politics. May I know one of the person whom you usually, at least in a day, you watch their videos concerning politics?
Yeah, concerning politics, in a day, I can say that I always watch so many, but there's only that one.
Yes.
One person that, if I may try to recall, but I may say Babo Wino.
Yeah.
But most of the time I look I like following Raila.
Yes.
Most of the time.
How about you, Loch? Concerning politics, whom do you watch his videos more while you are on TikTok, maybe Instagram or Facebook?
Okay, I normally like watching the video of Senator Sifuna,
Yes.
Babu Wino, but at most our own Raila. I normally like following Raila. Do you know Raila? Just like,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. While you are watching their videos, what perception does it bring into you according to politics? After watching the videos maybe of Babu Wino, Sifuna or Raila, what perception do you have after that?
Okay. According to Babu Wino, he's young. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So normally he likes inspiring us as we young generations. How can we get there? What can we do when we get into politics? And how it's supposed to drive our nation? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About Baba, Raila, is an enigma. He's a person. How can we even describe? We have so many words that can describe Raila.
Mm-hmm.
So Raila, as we had said earlier before, we know him very well, what he has done for the nation. But now the current wave of politics here in Kenya, people say that he betrayed us.
As I said earlier, I like following Babu Wino and watching Raila. And I can also add Gachagua and Jirigi.
Yes.
I like watching Babu Wino because Babu Wino is always a custodian of knowledge. Babu Wino is someone who articulates these issues very well and clear.
Yes.
He's an equivocal person.
Okay.
So Babu Wino give us an insight on how you as a young generation, on how it can thrive into politics, on how matters escalate in the higher government.
Yes.
And on the other side, Baba Raila Molo Odinga, Tinga, Munyalego,
yes,
is, I can say that I follow Baba because Baba gives us the next move. The next move might be a good move or a bad move. But for you as a Kenyan, as a youth, if you want to know the politics of Kenya, you just need to watch Raila, what Raila is doing. Like right now, he is about to announce the next move.
Yes.
And we are all eagerly waiting for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the Gachagua part, we know politics is sweet if there is the opposition and those in the government. Now, like right now, Gachagua is in the let me just say opposition, but it's not the right word to use for Gachagua. Gachagua now is in opposition, and he makes politics sweet, I can say.
Yes.
With those his words, his imitations.
Political campaigns have also recognized the power of short-form videos, using it to target young voters and mobilize support. Think about those catchy hashtags, those viral campaign videos. They are all designed to grab attention and encourage political participation. We will investigate the effectiveness of these digital campaign strategies, looking at how they influence young people's decisions and whether they actually translate into increased voter turnout. It's a crucial question. Are these videos just fleeting moments of online hype, or do they have a real impact on the political process?
From his mobile phone, digital media strategist Dennis Itumbi monitors a political rally presided over by Deputy President William Ruto hundreds of kilometers away in Kisii County. He then takes instructions to social media teams on the ground.
You have anything you want to say?
No. Once we are on the campaign trail,
Yes.
Still hunting for votes.
Any challenges?
On another side of the city, another social media strategist is tapping on his phone, crafting campaign messages on behalf of his 3 clients, all of them candidates in this year's election. In Kenya, political campaigns have evolved from rallies to the digital space, and any candidate will ignore social media at his own peril.
That's the battleground, yes. It's everything now.
Absolutely, at the fulcrum, at the heart. For the Deputy President's campaign in Kenya this time specifically, everything.
Social media has opened up space for politicians to engage directly with potential voters, and unlike traditional and legacy media, it is cheaper.
In the past, you had to speak to the media in a press conference for media to interpret and tell the people what you're saying. Now we are avoiding that party called the media and speaking directly to that person without an interpretation and within our time.
Data from the Communications Authority of Kenya indicates that by September last year, out of the 64 million mobile phone subscriptions, 59 million of them had access to the internet. This, the greatest attraction for politicians.
However, this digital revolution isn't without its dark side. The ease of creating and sharing content also means the spread of misinformation and fake news poses a significant challenge. We'll also delve into the issue of misleading political videos, deepfakes, and biased reporting, exploring how these can manipulate public opinion and undermine democratic process. We'll also hear from a fact checker and a media experts who are working to combat disinformation and empower young people to become critical consumers of online information. It's a battle for truth in the digital age, and the stakes are incredibly high.
And herein lies the problem. According to research conducted by the Mozilla Foundation, online spaces have been used to spread political hate, propaganda, and misinformation in Kenya.
Our politics has always been poisonous and full of very incendiary rhetoric, right? So one of the things that we have seen is that where our politics has gone, a certain kind of rhetoric has also followed. And that involves now the hate speech and incitement that we have found to have been proliferating on the platforms, along with other types of political speech, character assassination, exaggeration, attempts at deceiving, outright lies, which politicians are also very used to doing. All of that stuff has followed, followed suit onto what we call now platformized political speech.
In its latest research, the foundation found out that TikTok had become a tool for spreading political disinformation with little scrutiny.
TikTok would like people to think that it's a lip-syncing and dancing application, where people go there to have fun and all that kind of stuff. I would argue that things have changed. The application is not what it used to be. And a lot of the same ills and problems that we have seen with other platforms are inevitably going to creep up on the platform itself. And I would actually dare think that it could end up being worse, primarily because of how that application is structured.
This research follows similar ones on the role of Twitter and Facebook in spreading disinformation in the country during previous political cycles.
When I look at the social media and big tech platforms in general, what we see being a really big problem is something that we call context breakdown, which is that a lot of these companies, simply because they are, except TikTok, which is based in China, they're all, West Coast American companies with this huge global footprint. And they have absolutely no way of being able to catch up to the context of all of these countries that they are in.
TikTok has since removed the videos. The communications team, in a response to SABC, said it is committed to safeguarding its integrity during Kenya's elections. Social media is now a fertile ground to spread hate, consolidate power, and neutralize public outcry, according to research.
Uhuru Kenyatta akakuwa president. Sema. Alafu akakupatia kazi. Alafu sasa wewe umekuwa mkubwa, umekuwa na kiburi.
Simulisikia huyu mzee wa Nyororo wa kutoka hapa kwenu akisema ya kwamba ati William Ruto hawezi kufika kwa debe. Simulisikia mtu ya Nyororo akisema. Si mimi niko hapa sasa. Sasa wamekuja tena na propaganda ingine. Wakasema William Ruto atafika kwa debe, lakini akishinda kura ya rais hatatangazwa kwa sababu iko deep state na iko system ati wataninyang'anya kura. Mimi nataka muniangalie. Nyinyi watu wa Butsotso. Nyinyi mkiniona mimi ni mtu ya kunyang'anywa kura kweli?
Segment, Alphonse Shundu still with me. He's the Kenya editor for Africa Check. And today we're taking a look at fake news, especially on social media. So, courtesy of Africa Check, we've come across a few checklists for what to do on Twitter. And Alphonse, you said these rules apply not just on Twitter, yes?
Yes, these rules apply. It's your discipline online. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram,
right.
if you're whatever social media you are in,
The
even
rules are
WhatsApp,
the same.
the rules are the same.
Okay, so here's
Yes.
one. First, to be on the lookout for parody accounts, yes?
Yes.
Because there are many that are out there. People just, start these accounts for fun, yes?
Most start these accounts for fun, to parody the big people, to joke.
Yeah.
You've seen some for Uhuru Kenyatta, a few for former devolution cabinet secretary. They're so interesting, but when people put them online and people take them seriously, now that becomes a problem.
So let's pause here for just a moment because, you know, I took screenshots of these two to show people, and I've been fooled, I'll admit it.
Yes.
This is for Deputy President William Ruto. Picture is the same, but here's the one thing. This is verified, that is not.
Yes.
Take a look at the spelling of the Twitter handle, William Ruto with an H at the end. And then, of course, if you take a look at the description of it there. So, but it can be difficult to see, right? Because you see William Samoei Ruto, and he's saying something interesting, and you're quick to hit the retweet button.
And the people who do this, they try, they do it a lot because they take the picture on the official account.
Yes,
and
that's right.
put it here. If you check Kenyatta's official account, and you check William Ruto's official account, and you check their parodies.
Yeah.
The pictures
Picture is
on the
exactly
homepage,
the same.
they are the same.
And even the username, yes? The Twitter handle may be different, but the username seems the same.
Is also the same.
Okay, so this is then what's interesting, because the rules about when retweeting. Could you tell us about that? Because everybody says on their profile, retweeting is not an endorsement.
It's the... I have heard that statement on Twitter, like retweeting is not an endorsement. It's also on WhatsApp, where people say, as received.
Yes.
And that's also...
push.
They just push. Now, the rule is if you're not comfortable with it, if you do not know the source, if you can't verify it, if you can't back it up, please do not share, do not retweet. So many people see a nice story on Facebook, see a nice story on Twitter, and they hit share, retweet. For them, it's fun.
Yeah.
But they are helping spread misinformation far and wide. You saw last week during the nominations, there was so many people would say so-and-so has lost.
Yeah.
Then that information...
So-and-so has moved from one party to another. Yeah.
Yes, and that information spreads. And within no time, the person who has been said to have defected or to have abandoned the party
loses out.
Yes.
So this has some serious consequences. Here's another one, Anne Waiguru. Of course, this is again verified, and that's something to check out.
Yes.
But then you can also get an account verified on Facebook, yes?
Yes.
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 So you see this other one, Annie Waiguru. And then if you take a look at the website, and they go all the way down to putting a website, you see, corruptdevolutionplanning.go.ke, so obviously. But most of the people will just see this part, yes? Same picture. This is what you were saying, yeah?
Yes, same name. Then they hit retweet or they hit share.
Looking ahead, it's clear that digital media will continue to play a central role in shaping political engagement in Kenya. The way young people interact with political information online will have a profound impact on the country's future. The documentary has explored the power, the potential, and the pitfalls of this digital revolution. The challenge now is to harness the positive aspect of online engagement while mitigating the risk of misinformation and polarization.
I don't think it will make a change towards general election. But what it creates is just a fan base, like people can interact socially. But I don't think it can really change somebody's mind to who you vote, because let's be realistic, Kenya is a tribal country. It's not about who is, as long as a person from my tribe is on the ballot, I'll vote for that guy, whether he's right or wrong. So Kenya, we are still a tribal country, not a country that can be influenced with social media. So coming to the general election, I don't see any change in terms of making decisions. It's the tribes with the most people, they will produce leaders.
What we have to acknowledge is that social media has become a very significant political tool. In that, if you follow keenly to the matters of Kenyan politics, you realize that youth are actively engaging in politics, not on the ground, but through social media. And that's when I come to answering the question now, how I engage with it. I think social media politics has got 90% of my decisions coming from that end. So it basically controls what I decide to do in the political world.
The future of Kenyan politics may very well depend on how effectively we navigate this complex digital terrain.
They have. I can give an example.
Mm-hmm.
An example with the former deputy president.
Yes.
Rigathi Gachagua.
Yes.
The way he told I think when they're launching DAP Kenya, the way the speech, he tried to bring out like a negative aspect towards the from the promises the president was giving.
Mm-hmm.
The barabara and the thing, and the only slang he used was Can you remember that influence of
Yes.
brought a big, like it was just like something which is training.
Yeah. Okay.
Meaning it is just an influence.
Yes.
Okay. So these things, like these generations have developed in issues with technology, but the older generation, the millennial or the back then, they're not much intact with it. So what I can say is that they have influence, and it has serious influence, especially in the back generation, especially the millennial going backward.
Yes.
But also, I think so. I saw from there.
Now, Corey, maybe you tell us your last word concerning the digital platforms and the politics at large.
Mine is very simple. Let's use this platform to make sure that we promote good putting the government the way it's supposed to be in terms of holding it accountable. Again, let's use this platform to promote our country and to promote peace. Anytime we get a chance, let's be positive about our country, because this is our country. There's no any other country. This is one nation, one president, one flag, and one government. So please, let's use our platform to promote positivity and even sensitize our fellow youths to run businesses and have entrepreneurship kind of mindset, not only just to post content that are very low. Yes. Thank you.